everyone, hope you're doing well. It's time for a special Devblog today, and it is in the form of the first Hungarian vehicle of the updates. It's the 39.M Csaba, and this is going to be the first researchable vehicle of the Hungarian armoured vehicles coming to War Thunder. It also says it's going to be in the Italian tech tree, showing that the Hungarian subtree is coming to Italy to give them a new lease of life, which is just fantastic to see for all parties. This is the best outcome, this is going to be wonderful, and hopefully you will enjoy the vehicles as they come in. This is going to be a light tank, a little armoured car, and also at rank 1, and have a bit of speed and a bit of a bit of an armament as well. Let's get into the history of this vehicle. The development of the Csaba armoured car began in 1932 with a forward-wheeled prototype designed by an engineer Nikolaus Strausler. Shortly after, the second prototype appeared, and in 1937, followed by the third prototype built by Hungarian-British company Alvis Strausler, an order for which was placed by Holland, Portugal, and also Great Britain. The same vehicle was also of interest to the Hungarian armed forces. After the required modifications made to the second prototype, it was put into service under the designation 39.M Csaba, in honor of the youngest son of Attila, the king of the Huns. In addition to the standard ones, command, training, and police versions of the Csaba were also produced. Armored cars were used during the attack on Yugoslavia against the Red Army during the invasion in the USSR, fought in Poland, and also the last of the surviving vehicles fought in Hungary. Not a single 39.M Csaba has survived to this day. So the thing for me about the Csaba is the actual playing of it is going to be pretty bog standard if you compare it to a lot of vehicles that we already have in the game. But the thing that I'm interested in is pretty much just what it represents. It's the first brick in the wall when it comes to the Hungarians being in the Italian tech tree, and this is fantastic. You know, we obviously had the release trailer or whatever, just the teaser trailer yesterday, which showed a bunch of Hungarian vehicles, and to see the Csaba alongside a bunch of the other ones was so cool, and seeing it there, and also knowing that it's coming to Italy now, and now it's confirmed, it's fantastic. It's going to be another really good sub-tech tree with a lot of cool vehicles bolstering the Italians, which, let's be honest, it's what they needed. So, with the Csaba coming in, what it has access to is a 20mm cannon. The 20mm is actually a licensed version of the Swiss QF-36M Solothurn anti-tank rifle. Now, this gun I always thought was not very powerful, and also at the same time was kind of surprised to see it coming to the game because of that. It does have access to AP shells, which I'm sure it'll use, but also at the same time it only has a magazine of 5 shells. So you'll have like a rapid fire 5 shells, and then you'll have to reload the whole magazine again. The vehicle itself should only have about 9mm of armor, so we're not looking at a vehicle that's going to shrug off a ton of rounds or anything like that. It should be penned pretty much everywhere, and even just in case you can't pen the angled front of it, it does have a little shoot me box where the driver is. A lot of lower tier vehicles have these, where if you actually have a look at the driver, I'm guessing it's because they wanted the driver to be vertical instead of slanted when it came to the chair, and they couldn't figure out how to angle the armor and then also have the driver be vertical. But yeah, it basically just has a shoot me box on the front of it. So yeah, the survivability factor is not high on a vehicle like this, but it should be able to flank pretty hard, which is nice. You know, it does have a 90 horsepower Ford engine, and it can go 65 kilometers an hour on paved roads, and also in reverse. So being able to get into position and get out is going to be key for a vehicle like this. It's going to be able to maneuver pretty aggressively. One of the nice things about this Devblog as well is it gives us an inkling in what the Hungarian camouflages will look like, and also at the same time where they're actually starting off when it comes to Hungary. This vehicle could probably be seen as a little bit underpowered compared to other vehicles which are around the place. The fact that stuff like Panzer IICs are going to face this thing is just going to be a nightmare. But also at the same time, if you have premium or, if you're starting off the tech tree, you do have some nice vehicles to play with in Italy, and they do have the autocannons which you can kind of run around with. The Saba, you'll be done so quickly, you'll probably just have a little bit of fun running around, with its mobility, and then just trying to shoot things in the side as you go about. Low tier can be one of those areas which is pretty unbalanced, but they've made massive strides over the years to improve this, basically by nuking a lot of the 2.0, 2.3, and 2.7 lineups and moving them up. This means that 1.0, 1.3 can actually have a bit of breathing space, which does help it going forward. You have no idea how happy I am that Hungary is now in the game. I know sometimes it's hard to work out if I'm happy about something because of how I sound, but Hungary being added to the Italian tech tree just makes me so happy, because Italy as a tech tree, I feel, is underrepresented when it comes to the amount of play that it gets. There's so many nice vehicles in the tech tree, there's so many really fun light tanks, and also at the same time really fun propeller aircraft that I've enjoyed so much over the years, and I just want more people to, give it a go. And with Hungary being added to them, hopefully this gives it a new lease of life, and people will, touch the tech tree and have it, give a bit of time to it and have a bit of fun. It just kind of sucks that for the longest time, Italy was the least played nation. And this meant that there was calls for, drastic changes to them, or there was even calls for, Gaggia not caring about Italy or anything like that. And hopefully with this change, hopefully with this addition, it kind of shows people that that isn't really the case. The fact is, sometimes they just have different priorities that they work on and then move in different stuff to different places. The other interesting factor is, what are they going to do with the aviation side of things? Are we going to see some Hungarian vehicles in the Italian tech tree? Will this fill some of the BR gaps that are there as well? And will this sub-tech tree fill the BR gaps in ground? Or will it just supplement lineups which are already pretty strong? With the research changes coming in, and also with, of course, these guys getting added to Italy, it's a super hopeful time in War Thunder, and it's just nice to see more and more nations get some representation in the game, whether it be India, whether it be Hungary, or even Korea, which, of course, is coming in too. This update has so many things to it, so many parts to enjoy, especially from a ground point of view. And just think about it, they've hardly even covered the naval stuff, so there is just so much more coming as well. Over this next few days, we'll cover a lot of it. I'm sure the dev server will probably be open this weekend, and we'll have a look at this thing for real, see how it feels to wander about the place, and also all of the other Hungarian vehicles in the Italian tech tree. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. I'd just like to thank Brendan Quinn, Vilneus, Character Fuel, Juan the Panda, Carrion Crow, Gus Irenicus, Pyman, Merciless Reaper, Orangetail, Teddy, Daniel Stanton, Moxie, B. Young, Bareen, Peter Grayling, Alan Hacker, Sem Alslan, Uncle Bean, and Derek R., and also Lafouche for supporting the channel.